Hello, this is Peter Olson doing the week 4 critique, looking at your package designs. Charlotta, so glad you could make it. I guess we'll jump into Charlotta because you're here. Did you submit work?
I did. It's on the bottom or further down.
All right, there you are. All right, this is a great improvement. I feel like your logo is talking to me now. I can see it. The idea of putting the fall foliage down there is kind of nice. So you've got two sort of logo, well, this logo lockup, and then this one, which is a little different.
Yeah.
I think this one works a little better, even though the icon's kind of big, but it relates better, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. I do like it better.
This gradient on the top is nice. I think that this textured, it looks like paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a paper texture is great for this. The one thing, when you do the body text here, it's okay when it's big and bold, but this green color on the brown seems a little, maybe could use a little more contrast. I don't know.
Okay.
You maybe look at that, but overall, good job.
Awesome.
You got all the stuff. Is that what you wanted to hear? Done.
Right.
Almost done. Yeah, so if I just, you could dress it up a little bit, you could put something in here. You could add maybe a gradient in here to give it a little dimension. You know,
Okay.
you could do like darken edges if you use that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Just for fun, I'm saying, since you're in good shape.
Awesome.
All right, I'm going to jump into the rest of the critique. You're welcome to stay if you like.
Thanks.
Cesar, this is also a good improvement. You're using sort of the red and green colors of the Mexican flag, maybe. The one thing, when I look at all this, I want to take off all the white strokes and see what that looks like as an option. The big black circle feels like almost like an unnecessary addition. You've created a decent design, but I would just experiment with that as a second step. I don't think this one really works as well. This has a lot more going on. Ingredients on the back, maybe. This doesn't need to be in a white circle. It can just be have a white background and be itself. Typically, this would be the back of the package, and this would be the front, and this would be the back. So you'd swap them because this flap comes around to the front. It could use a little more sort of rustic feel, you know. This gradient feels almost kind of metallic looking. You know, if you added a texture or something, that might be good. This looks a little crooked, and don't go so close to the edge. But this is definitely an improvement. You're making good progress. Jade, you're showing me your identity package. It's a little hard to see, but it looks like something's coming together there. Your logo icon seems like it's like very low contrast, hard to see. You've got big black type. This would not go in the middle of the envelope. It would go in the corner up there. And then whoever it's being mailed to goes in the middle. And your letterhead needs a little more branding. And I hope you're working on your package design because that's what to do this week. Skylar, wasabi rice cakes. Great use of green. I really like the way you're making this monochromatic, essentially monochromatic color palette work, which I usually don't like. So that's an accomplishment. Your logo type is almost invisible. It should probably be in white or something very light and be much bigger compared to the icon. I kind of like this imagery in the corner. I don't think these diamond shapes really add too much. I don't know, maybe you could take a texture out of the leaves and use that up on the top somewhere. But yeah, if you just look at this, from this view, you should be able to read your logo type really clearly. It's not even as big as this line here. So consider how you adjust that. I do think this design is probably the best. I would pursue this. These are good enough, but pursue this and see if you can make those adjustments. All right, Cesar's presentation. All right, Jade, if you're having trouble with Spark, you can use QuickTime and just do a screen capture of your presentation. But if you don't do a video presentation, some points are taken off. So, Holly, you have also made great progress. Your logo has come around. It looks really great. I hate the white circle here. As a result, this one actually looks like the much better option, which clearly you agree because you did it full up. Knocking this back, it works functionally, but it's not the best solution. I take that back. It kind of works. You did a great job with the top. This has come around miles ahead. Really good. Alexandra, you have also made terrific progress. This packaging looks good. It's a good use of this. The orange and purple look really great together. There's not enough contrast here to see these. I don't know if it's too much of a concern. I just feel like maybe the purple goes all the way to the edge because it just feels odd, kind of messy stuff going on down there. Or maybe it comes in narrower. Maybe this is a different color. Overall, very good. Yeah, I kind of even like this red. I think the orange is more branded, but this looks good too. Great job. You went over the top. Nice. I do like this very much. This might be your winner. Great exploration there. Charlotta, we just talked about. Cheyenne, Dark Wave Soap. So you sort of figured this out. Let's see. When you assemble this, these go horizontally across this way. So, and they're going to lay on top of each other. So it might look odd to have these flowers, or maybe flip them. You have to see how it looks assembled. It might look odd. You could do something interesting with the handles here. There's not enough contrast in that dark green and the black to be able to read it, and much better here. I'm not really sure what those shapes are, but this is an intriguing looking package. This looks like the brand to me. You could have a little more information somewhere. This pattern is okay, but I wouldn't just like use it everywhere. You can create a little bit of difference in the handles. You have other elements you can use too. The soapy water, maybe something there. If you go ahead and assemble these, I think that'll do them digital assembly. You'll see what I'm talking about, and it may help you figure out how to change it. Amanda, this has made great progress. Your logo came out well. One thing, just as I see all three of these, the overlapping elements create this sort of confusion. There's a lot of stuff going on. This circle just seems very arbitrary. Like maybe if dried fruit snacks fit within that circle, and I would say this should be smaller than your logo. That might help it quite a bit. I'm not a fan of the type going over the icon, just because the type is kind of delicate. I'm not sure how you can adjust that. But I would say overall, you're doing much better, good use of color. There's, great contrast in value and hue. You're using patterns effectively, and you're thinking through the marketing of your product. So overall, really good job. I would just sort of address those few issues. Just having this type sort of ride over the top of this. You can create a custom shape if you want that contains everything. It's not too hard, so consider that. All right, Professor Penna's class, no one has turned anything yet. Megan, you're the only one in this group that has turned in something, and you finished your video. So this is Boise beef jerky. Let me zoom in here. Your logo's okay. Overall, there needs to be a little more contrast in value. Everything's kind of dark. So your signature color here, it looks like you did some sort of effect on the word original, and it's huge. You've got your logo, and then you also have this steer head with the name of the company. It almost feels like another logo. You've got shapes that sort of arbitrarily fill out areas, and the type rides over it. This just needs, you've got good elements here. You just need to sort of clean it up and focus it. Make your logo the dominant thing on this panel. All this other stuff is sub information. It needs to get knocked down. Take out the bullhead and the name here as well. Let the logo carry the weight of identifying the company. And then use some more value contrast, like maybe not put this stuff in blue. Maybe the type inside these blue circles is white or light color. You just need to shift that a little bit. But you've made good progress with your logo, and I can see you're coming together. So consider how you change all that. All right, that's all we got. So I hope to see your guys' work tomorrow. Some good stuff today. So see you tomorrow.